Hi guys. Welcome back to Difficultish. It's just me today. My co-host is not here, but she is Mahua Khan, and I am Masha Munir, and this is a podcast called This podcast is called Difficultish, and it's about South Asian narratives. I don't really have an intro. That's a lie. I went to my first wedding. Yeah, fun. It was my first brown wedding. I went to one when I was like 18 in Bangladesh, but that doesn't count because I was, 18, a little boy. But I went to my first one. It was Mo's friend, and it was a great time. I loved it. I can't lie. They had a friend dance planned out, and I wasn't planned to be a part of it, but some way along the journey I got involved, and I ended up being the front and leading everybody. I did amazing, obviously, and I had a great time. So if like any of y'all are getting like married, and you need some choreo for someone to direct the choreography, hit up the boy. I'll do you right. I'll get it done. Promise. Anyways, that's my intro. Welcome back to Difficultish. Before we get any further, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're listening on audio platforms. Please rate the video, rate the rate the episode. That's what it is. Rate the episode, review the episode, or the podcast. Holy shit, this is so much review. Anyways, you get it. Yeah, it's just me today. We're getting these solo episodes ramped back up. Not sure when this is coming out, but I'm gonna be back in Florida for like a week and a half, and yeah, so today, to finally get started, sorry for wasting your time. Today we are going to be talking about friends. We're gonna be talking about friends. We're gonna be talking about making friends. We're gonna talk about maintaining friendships, but specifically as someone that sucks at making friends. I suck at making friends. I suck at making close friends. Let me clarify. I suck at making close friends and making close relationships. I used to be good at it, but nowadays I'm not very good at it. And just to clarify, I don't think I'm not good at it because I have, I don't have social anxiety. I don't have problems with confrontation, or like going up to somebody saying hi, how are you, nice to meet, well, what do you do, what do you like to eat for dinner. I don't have a problem doing any of that, but I have a problem maintaining, reminding, and getting closer. That's what I have a problem with. And some people are really good at that. Some people are really good at my I'll probably get into like specific people in my life, but like I have specific people that are like very good at just like hitting you up, be like, hey, what's up, haven't talked in like 2-3 weeks, how are you. I have friends that are very good at that. I have friends that are very bad at that, and I am very, very bad at that. So yeah, this episode is specifically for people that suck. If you are someone who is very good at making friends and you're listening to this, stop. You're wasting your time. I'm jealous of you, and you're making me mad that you're listening. So anyways, we're gonna get started. How I want to do this episode is I kind of want to walk you guys through very briefly about like how I've been with making friends throughout my life. What's brought me to like where I am today with like how I go about it. And I'm gonna give you guys like 4 or 5 different tips or pieces of advice or just things to keep in mind. As someone that sucks at it but is trying to get better, and I think a lot of you probably in that realm too. A lot of you probably like know a lot of faces in your city, or have a lot of I was gonna say adolescent. Don't have adolescents. The term is acquaintances. Acquaintance, not adolescent. A lot of you probably have a lot of acquaintances, and you want to garner closer friendships. So this for you. As a child, as children, as a young teenager in middle school, I was great at making friends, as I'm sure a lot of you would. Who wasn't? Because I think when we're kids, everybody wants to make friends. Nobody is like, everybody wants to make friends. Everybody is completely okay with having more friendships because it's not complicated, And I'll get into this later, but like being a child and making friends is very easy because there's not a whole thing to it. Children aren't weird. Children are just kids, and they're free, and they want to live life freely. So it's very easy as a kid. It was very easy for me as a kid. I just go out in my neighborhood. I go out in school. I talk to anybody. I just blabber on about caterpillars or books or whatever, and it was very, very easy. And I think it's easy as a kid because, there isn't a lot of character to you. You don't have a lot of layers to you. It's just you, your kid, your toes, your t-shirt. Like, there isn't a lot. Like, your favorite breakfast, pancakes, like, you don't have a lot to you. So it's very easy. You can literally talk about whatever, just hang out with somebody. It's not that serious, right? So I was like that as a kid. In middle school, I had a lot of really close friends. I had a really great time. But where things got a little rocky, whereas I'm sure a lot of you relate to this, was in high school. In high school was a weird time for me. And, I don't even like summing up high school because every year high school is different for me. But in general, in high school is where I and a lot of high schoolers had a lot of stuff going on. Was going through a lot of radical change, in the house, was discovering more about themselves and more of what they like apart from, what their parents have told them to do their entire life. And I started, going through some stuff at the house, going through some stuff in my neighborhood, and learning more about what I like to do for the first time. It was my first time where I was like, man, I like to write. I never thought I actually did, other than for fun shit. I was like, I like to write. I like clothing. I love fashion. I love to express myself and stand out from people. And in high school we become more individualized, and with everybody, learning more about themselves, going through their own things, we become more individualized, and you crave being relatable with people. You finally have something your own opinion to share, and you have your own experience to share, and all you want is to find somebody else that understands that, somebody else that will listen out to you and will add on to the conversation, be like, oh, that happened to me too, I went through the same thing. That's all you want in high school, because you finally start getting some grit and some character to you. And I think where things went bad for me is I didn't have anybody to relate to in my high school. I think it was just the classic example of just right person, wrong place. It's if you think of a plant, different plants grow in different types of environments. Different coffee plants will do good in higher elevation, lower elevation, in damp soil, in dry soil, in sunlight, and minimal soil, whatever it is. Different plants thrive in different environments, and I think that was just what's happening to me. I think if you put me, the person that I was, somewhere else, he would have blossomed, right? But just where I was, it wasn't the place that was meant for me. I was around a lot of people that just weren't like me, around a lot of people that, and I'm not obviously not blaming on everybody else. It was me. I didn't even try to I didn't try to open up to people, and two, I got too excited trying to open up, because I was like, man, so much is happening to me. I need someone that can hear me out, that can understand me. And opening up too quick, and just not having control of your own emotions, and just craving attention and craving relatability so much, to where maybe if you put me somewhere else it would have worked out, and I would have done amazing things in high school. But I didn't. I fluked a lot of high school. I wasted so much time. Just trying to crave attention from somebody or something, or just I was so loud, not voice wise, just so loud in the actions and mannerisms I did, because I was I need someone to see me, right? So that's a lot of what was going on in high school. And with that, I didn't grow a lot of close relationships, and that messed with me for a while, because I was yo, people don't like me. People, I messed up. The one aspect of high school that I did is that a lot of kids that went to my high school came from a the same background as I did, from the same type of community or same type of housing, and they understand the types of politics that we follow. And that's something that I lost growing up until now. But that's one thing that I did find relatability back then. I'm grateful for that. And I think because I had a strong sense of that back then is why I crave that so much today. Because I think when I say like, we crave people that understand us, it's one, like, understand our thoughts and opinions and why we do what we do, and two, understand like where we come from. Like, I don't know about y'all, but like, where I come from is very important to me, and I think if you want to garner a close relationship to me, you have to understand where I come from, especially because the the space that we're trying to navigate, like the social media stuff, the space that we're trying to navigate, the people that we're gonna encounter, a lot of it is not, is not used to the type of area that I come from, or like the type of upbringing that I come from. So that's why like I crave that so much, and why that's so important to me. And I think that manifests into whatever. I'll get into it. After not getting close with anybody and losing like a lot of my friends, I put myself out there, and I went into this in like a lot of different episodes, but I was like, it's my time to just give it a shot. Just go somewhere new, go somewhere brand new, and try your best to make new friends. So I did that. I worked in a brand new neighborhood, and I was surrounded by a lot of people that were very good at speaking. I was a barista. We were very good at speaking, very good at small talk, very good at, minor discourse and engagement. And I got really good at that. But again, now I have, like, now in this space, when I was like 18, 19, 20, 21, I'm in the space where like I have people that are willing to get closer to me, but now I don't have that relatability of background and upbringing anymore. I didn't have that in that space. And it's like the opposite of what I had in high school. In high school, I had people that didn't really care about getting closer to me because I wasn't relatable in thoughts and opinions, but we come from the same place. But now, I'm around people that I do relate to, like, thoughts and opinions wise. Like, we were in like the cop shop community. We're all creative and artistic, like going to museums, like taking pictures, like, putting on baggy pants and Vans, or like whatever it is. Like, we enjoyed doing that stuff, but I didn't have that background relatability anymore. So that's what added to the fuel of me not being able to get close to people, because it's like I keep trying like new spaces and new places, and like I keep being let down, and I think around this time is when I start asking myself, like, yo, am I asking for too much? Am I thinking about this? Is this so serious? Like, is this really that serious? Is this really that hard? Do I really have to like be like identical twins with somebody in regards to like what we've been through and like where we come from for us to be really close friends? Like, I had to question myself for a long time. I still question myself, like, but I say all that to say, that is what is manifested into like the type of person I am today when it comes to making friends and maintaining friends. I don't know if all of this, I don't know if you've listened to the last 15 minutes and you're like, man, this boy is on some. He's saying absolutely nothing and he's taking this too serious. Maybe I am, but that's kind of like the point I'm trying to make. It's like, I'm sure there are people that can relate. So I wanted to do this because I think there are people that will relate to like the overthinking process of making friends, and like the over complicating process of making friends. And I'm sure most people are like, yo, it's not that deep, but like I think it is for me. I think this is just how I'm gonna continue processing making friends. And like I've tried like the not caring as much, but like that doesn't change like how close I feel to somebody. Like there were, like when I was like 20, I was like yo, like forget all that, it's not that serious. Just like if they're cool, they're cool, like that's fine. But it's like I could still never like shake that off of like, yo, they don't get it, like they don't get it. And whether that's I'm thinking too deeply or not, it's just how it is. And I think there are people that are gonna relate to that, so making friends, like, adults are like weird and difficult. Adults are just like, as kids, it was so easy to make friends. We just cared about what our favorite lunch is, and like we'll become best friends over that, and like it wasn't that serious. But like as adults, like you gotta cater to everybody's schedule, everybody's work-life balance. You gotta cater to be empathetic to what everybody's going through, and their own schedule. And if you're hitting them up too much, it's weird. If you don't say anything for a month, you're a bad friend. It's like, it's so complicated as an adult. And for me, that just kind of steers me away from wanting to make friends as an adult. There's so much work. Even like work, not as in like keeping up, but just like the universe that surrounds making friends as an adult is just so weird. It's so weird. That's why the close friends that I have right now, they're the type of friends that like, yo, like we could talk for 6 hours a day, and then I could not talk to you for a month, and things will be exactly the same. After a month, we'll have a lot to catch up on. Adults are weird, bro, and like I really miss being a kid, because being a kid was so easy, and I know that like it's what I've been through and like how I've navigated friendships that have brought me to like where I am today, but still, bro, like I miss those days. Anyway, now I'm gonna share with you. I'm so sweaty. God, the AC's off. I'm not good. Don't watch the video. If you're watching the video, don't keep watching. Just switch over to audio. I'm sweaty. Anyways, I'm gonna walk you guys through some just like quick tips and things that I like to remind myself on how to just be better at all of this, whatever this is. I'm sure you guys can kind of like end up at a point to like what I'm trying to make. Number one, obvious, is quality over quantity. You do not need a million friends. If you suck at making friends because you are just craving relatability, someone needs to tell you that you are not going to relate to everybody. You know that now, but like you have to be told and be reminded that like you are not going to relate to a majority of people. Okay, the majority of people have not been what you've been through. 99.99% of the world has not been through what you have been through, and they will not understand your thought process around making friends. But you will find people that will come close. Okay, and those people that come close, you must cherish them. Stop looking for perfection in people, because you are not perfect. The way that you want a perfect universe and want the perfect best friend or perfect brother or sister, and just to invest all of yourself into, it's not reality. It's not going to work out. But you got to maintain the closest thing that you can find. And chances are like you've come across people that come close, Like I'm thinking about certain people in my head that like have come close, but I don't do the due diligence of reaching them out to them, even though that they do. That's another tip that I don't have on this, but it's like us as people that suck at this, we lose sight of the people that are making the effort. Like, because since we suck, we put all the responsibility in our hands, in a sense of like, if we're not reaching out, it's not going to work out, and it's my fault or it's my surroundings' fault. But it's like, at the end of the day, I'm sure y'all probably got people that are trying to be your friend, people that you probably have not replied to on Instagram or not texted back, and people that have asked you like, what's up, and you just like, you're like, damn, what the fuck, this guy asked me what's up, and you just like don't respond. But it's like, yo, don't be like your own downfall. Like, you gotta put in that effort too, like, and not even like that initial effort, but it's like that responsive effort. Like, yo, like, people do the due diligence of like saying what's up back, and like those are the type of friends, like, you never know. I think at the end of the day, it's another thing. It's like, you never know, bro. Like, I think of some of the closest friends that I have now, like my friend Jake. Jake, if you're listening, I love you. I regard him as one of my close friends today. And literally how it started was I was having a pop-up for my book release in Orlando, and I needed a photographer, and like I followed some photographers, but I was just like, yo, let me try to dig through and try to find someone. I don't know how I ended up on him, because someone I follow reposted a story from him, and I pressed it, and I was like, yo, this guy looks kind of cool. I followed him, and then I hit him up. I was like, yo, he takes pictures. I was like, yo, I need pictures, blah blah blah. He was like, all right, bet. And he came, and we kicked it off. And ever since, I think he called me like the day before. It was mad random. He called me like a couple days before just to say what's up, like on the phone. And like, I haven't had someone do that to me in so long. And throughout the phone call, like when I saw it, I was like, oh, what the fuck is this guy calling me? And after a while, like before I hung up, or before I let it go to voicemail, I was like, yo, like, I like this. Like, I like this. Like, this reminds me of something that I would like to do. He picked up and he was like, yo, what's up? Like, how are you? Like, what are you doing? And just to like talk like randomly, and like I love that. And I was like, I felt what's the word I'm looking for? Like, I felt drawn to that, like that spoke to me, so and that is not complicated. And him and we're not like 100% alike, but like it's still someone that like I cherish, because he's someone that's put in that effort, that has taken inspiration from me, and I take so much inspiration from him. And it's just a good time, and it's not that deep. It's not that deep. That's another one of my tips is don't think so deeply about all this that you just sink. Don't think that everything has to be perfect. Don't think that you have to find someone that understands every single fragment and moment of your life to be close to you, because it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. And even if you run with that, the day you get disappointed with it is really, really gonna sting. Like, I don't really want to get into this, but like, there was someone in my life that I wish it worked out, because it would have been perfect, but it didn't, and it stung, and it still stings. And that's why I try to urge people, like, things do not have to be a fairy tale ending, or a fairy tale story. Like, it does not have to be the way you dreamt of it happening, because there are high odds that it's not going to work out. So just be grateful for like what you do have and the people that are putting in that effort, and that feeds into something else that I want to say, which is accept defeat. Accept when things might not work out, whether it's your fault or the other person's fault. Say you keep reaching out to somebody and they're not hitting you back, or someone keeps reaching out to you but you're just like not feeling it for whatever reason. Not feeling it in a sense of like, you've tried to work it out and you've tried to get close to them, but there's just something that like isn't manifesting. Sometimes it's important to just accept defeat and like take the L and be like, yo, like, we'll be cool, but like, you don't have to keep divesting your energy into somebody if it's not gonna work out the way that you envision. And I say all this to say like, I used to get like so lost in the sauce of like, oh my god, like this person's so cool, this person's so blah blah. I could get so cool with this person, and like you reach out and you reach out and you reach out, but so you're not getting the same thing back. It'll suck, like knowing what could have been. Like my boy, like could have been great. We could have been, feel me, but it's okay. It's important to accept defeat. Be like, yo, like maybe another time, maybe later on. We'll keep in touch. We'll be cool, blah, blah. But it's like, it's okay. Let it go. Let it go. And the last one that I want to say, I don't know why I'm saying this last. This literally should have been the first one. Is, please remember to show love and support. Show your friends some goddamn love and support. Not your friends, obviously. But, just people that you admire. Like, people, like, speaking specifically on like people on social media who are like doing good work, whether they're like an artist that you look up to, or like just they're reposting a lot of things about like global crises that are obviously going on, and people that are just putting in that work to like be a good person. Like, show them love and show them support, like even if it's from a distance, because that is how it starts, and that is how you cultivate a good energy for yourself, and you will attract people to you. For example, I went to an art event for this artist that I'm a really, really big fan of. His name is Mahesh, and I followed him a while ago, became mutuals, and like on everything he posts, I just I give obviously genuine comments, like don't just put like some goddamn fire emojis. I kept showing him love, and like he hit me back. He was like, yo, like thank you for all that, like come to this, blah blah, and like we've like chopped it up, and like now we're cool. I know if I hit him up, be like, yo, you want to get coffee sometime, like he would say yes, and we would hang out, and like that's how it starts. And it all starts from just like showing that love and showing that support, because like especially like if you guys are artists, if you guys are like just putting in work online for whatever it is, how much just some love goes, especially if it's from someone that is like in the same world, or that you look up to as well. That shit means a lot, so don't ever forget to do that. That should have been number one. But anyways, that's all I got. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. This is a lot longer than I was expecting. I don't want to stay here that long, but this is something that I've been thinking about a lot, and I recorded a solo episode last week about like a certain topic, and I was gonna post it, but I ended up not liking it because it didn't seem genuine. It felt too performative, and it felt just it was a little too touchy of a subject, so I didn't put it out. But I enjoy speaking on things like this that like I'm actively going through, but I feel like I have like some actual insight and like intellectual thought behind. And I actually have some value that I can provide for you guys. So yeah, okay. Thank you so much for listening. If you made this far to the episode, please drop me some goddamn ocean waves. I want to see some ocean waves. I'm going back to Florida. I miss Florida. I'm going to the beach, and I'm gonna go catch a little vibe at the beach. And also, if you guys didn't listen to other episodes, I started vlogging. I have my own YouTube channel. It would be in the description. YouTube Monster Manir. I've only made one video. I'm working on my second. Hopefully it's out by the time this is out. And yeah, that's all I got. 10-second advice. I don't know. I gave y'all a lot of advice. If you want some more advice, when you buy, hear me out. When you buy a fitted hat, say it's like your first fitted hat, or like you've never got a good fitted hat, size down, just one quarter size down, because your head will expand. It'll expand the hat. Feel me? Size one, size down. Anyways, thank you guys so much for listening to this podcast, and I love you.